Are you interested in how to protect yourself on the internet? Then this is the video for you. I will be sharing with you the best practices for staying safe on the internet. There are 5 main topics that I will discuss: personal security, computer security, online security, mobile security, and protecting your privacy. Personal security, in terms of the internet, involves creating strong passwords and protecting yourself against social engineering. So how do you make a strong password? Wikipedia has a list of the 25 most common passwords used online. The very fact that this list exists proves that not enough people know the importance of a strong password. Hackers use programs that attempt to find your password by trying every possible combination. So, to combat this, use long and complex passwords. It is recommended to use at least 15 characters, along with unique characters like underscores and punctuation. Also be sure to have both uppercase and lowercase letters. Social engineering is defined as the use of deception to manipulate individuals into divulging confidential or personal information. That information is then used for personal, financial gain. Social engineering has many forms, the most common being phishing. Phishing is when someone disguises themselves as a trustworthy source, like an employee of a trustworthy company, and exploits users to try to give passwords and other information. You should never tell anyone online personal information like passwords or banking information. No good company will require you to give that information away. Typo squatting involves creating a fake website with a similar URL to a legitimate one, to get users to enter their username and password to the fake website. Pay attention to URLs of websites, especially if you get redirected to them. Computer security is the process of protecting your systems from malware. Most people know about some form of cybersecurity, like using antivirus software. Most people do not, however, know about the different types of malware and the damage they can cause. Viruses are the most well-known form of malware, despite making up less than 10% of malware attacks. Viruses insert themselves onto a file and activate when the file is executed. Once activated, the virus makes copies of itself and inserts them in other files on the computer. Worms are a type of malware that travel over a network and self-replicate. Once on a computer, the worm will take advantage of a vulnerability in the operating system or other program, then move to another system on the network. A Trojan disguises itself as a harmless program but contains malicious software when installed. This software will typically scan your computer for information such as passwords and credit card numbers to then send back to the attacker. In order to protect your computer from malware, there are multiple steps to take. It is important to keep your software, including your operating system, up to date. These updates fix vulnerabilities in the software and make it more difficult for malware to affect your PC. Anti-malware software will scan your system for infected files and cleaning or deleting them. They aren't 100% effective though, so do not rely on them alone. Be sure to regularly back up your important computer files, just in case you do fall victim to an attack. Internet security involves being safe while browsing the internet or receiving email. You can be attacked while browsing the internet in many ways, including malvertising and spam emails. Malvertising takes place on websites through third-party advertisers. Attackers will use ads to get people to click them and then distribute malware. People viewing the website will think that because they are on a big-name site, the advertisements must be safe. This isn't the case. These ads can even be tailored to specific users by using browsing information. When browsing the internet, it is recommended to avoid clicking ads, and use an ad blocker if possible. Spam emails are sent out en masse to hundreds of thousands of email addresses. These emails will typically be caught by your email spam filter, which will detect common words and phrases used by spam to distinguish them and move them to your spam folder. This isn't completely effective, so you still need to look out for them when viewing your email. The real problem with spam emails is that they will typically contain malicious attachments, or hyperlinks to unsafe websites. You should be careful when viewing email from unknown senders and avoid downloading attachments and clicking on links that you aren't sure about. Mobile security focuses on the protection of mobile devices, such as phones and laptops, from attackers using wireless networks. Wi-Fi is what we use to browse the internet wirelessly and is used in many different places. Most restaurants, hotels, stores etc. will have Wi-Fi for their customers to use. Wi-Fi is also used at home to conveniently connect most of your devices to the internet. Attackers can use the wireless nature of Wi-Fi to connect to the network and anything you have connected to it. This can involve reading passwords and installing malware to your devices. These types of attacks aren't super common, due to the hacker needing to be at a location that can connect to the Wi-Fi signal, but it is still important to be wary of and protect yourself from mobile attacks. The first step to preventing mobile attacks is to put a password on your home Wi-Fi. This is done by configuring the network on your computer when you connect to it the first time. It is also a good idea to turn on WPA2 Personal on your network. This will prevent any unauthorized users from reading any information sent or received on the network. When using a public network, the risk is increased by quite a lot. Look out for evil twins, or networks that are made to appear like legitimate ones. It is also advised to not do much more than simple web browsing on public networks to try and prevent access to important files and information. In this technological age, our personal privacy has slowly been given up. Websites record so much data from what we do online. With all this information being stored, there are risk factors that have cropped up in recent times. The information can be used to cause minor inconveniences, like spam calls and emails, to full-on identity theft. While full protection is practically impossible, there are some ways to make sure information that you want secret, stays secret. Cryptography is the method of making information unreadable. It uses an encryption algorithm to scramble messages into ciphertext, which then can be read by using a decryption algorithm to return the ciphertext to plain text. This process requires a key, which is a numerical value to be entered into the algorithms. Cryptography is used in software in order to make files unreadable to attackers. By learning about the dangers associated with technology and the internet, you can lower your risk of being affected by them significantly. Hackers are constantly finding new ways and exploits to gain information and give us malware, so we have to stay on top of our security if we hope to stand a fighting chance.